Make sure you check out our new sponsor, the Health Blaze. All the information is in the description. Use the promo code above. Goodfella1 Boxing at 18% off of all their natural products from deodorant, pomade, toothpaste, and much, much more. And they have additional discounts on their website as well. That's thehealthblaze.com. Starting December 20th. That promo code is good for 18% off. We go. What's going on? We back. Goodfella Sports TV. We in the building. And apparently Bob Arum told the Boxing Voice, and I'll link the interview in the description, that he intends to make a big offer to Errol Spence to fight Terence Crawford in the fall. Let's talk about it. Goodfella Sports TV. We in the building. Appreciate everybody for checking in. Make sure you hit the subscribe button, bell icon button. Won't miss another video. Don't forget to check out our sponsor, The Health Blaze, at thehealthblaze.com. Promo code Goodfella1 Boxing get you 18% off their all-natural products, lotions, foot soaks, bath bombs, deodorant, toothpaste, and much, much more. Head over to The Health Blaze right now and check out and use that promo code. They both are in the description. But let's talk about it. Apparently, I really haven't heard everybody's perspective on it yet. I just heard the actual interview. But remember, they said PBC, Tim Smith, Tim Shaw, whichever one it was, said that that Terence Crawford wasn't on the plane with Errol Spence, Sean Porter, and Keith Thurman and the PBC welterweights. Okay, and apparently Luis Collazo was not working with ESPN. He on one of those undercards. So when they was negotiating with Luis Collazo and Terence Crawford, he was a free agent now. He wasn't with PBC no more, it seems to be. But that's here nor there. But a few things people forgetting about. Remember Errol Spence and Derrick James and them said on the Boxing Voice, and Tim Smith all said that they not fighting Terence Crawford right now. That he want to beat Sean Porter and get Keith Thurman, get all the belts before fighting Terence Crawford. And people using that narrative and running with it, but they forgetting is that Terence Crawford is 31 years old. Crawford has expressed, and his coach Bomac has expressed about him retiring. So for Errol Spence, it's only like he gonna unify one belt this year. So we gonna go into next year, with next year being unification bout year. So we talking 2 years until we fight Terence Crawford. Crawford approximately be about, he turned 32 this year, maybe be 34 years old, and Errol Spence will be 30 years old by the time they fight. So pretty much that's a way of excusing the fight not to happen, unify on his side to age Terence Crawford out. Okay, Bob Arum, if Bob Arum offers him $10 million, then okay. We seen Al Heyman pay fighters to drop their belt. He paid Peter Quillen to drop his WBO so he didn't have to work with to make a fight with Matt Korobov. And then they came back and tried to get the belt versus Andy Lee. It didn't work out. It was a majority draw, whatever it was. But at the end of the day, remember, Errol Spence hasn't mentioned Terence Crawford since, PBC and his trainer said they're not looking at him. They had all them great fights over there with Keith Thurman, Sean Porter. You got to remember everything that you heard say. He's looking to get Sean Porter and Keith Thurman in the ring before fighting Terence Crawford, unless Bob Arum offering a deal that's very, very massive. Now, Bob Arum is known to lie a ton, so it is what it is. So at the end of the day, we'll see. I heard the intent for Terence Crawford was to fight against Amir Khan, then do a mandatory, I think Bomac said. And Bomac said they'll be looking to make that Terence Crawford and Errol Spence fight happen next fall or next year. And, hey, that is what it is. That's what's been said. And all of a sudden, Bob Arum said, he found the money, and maybe ESPN want to make a push for boxing now. Spent $100 million on United States dollars on Tyson Fury. So it is what it is. But all indications from Errol Spence side is they don't want the Terence Crawford fight. Now, they throw him $10 million, then, or $10 million plus. We talking 8 figures. Then at that point, if he don't take it, then it's a clear duck. Now Bob Arum is on the offensive and putting Al Heyman on his heels, and now fighters have to come to ESPN and get the bag. But don't forget as well. So you got to remember everything. Every time somebody hears something like this, they get their hopes up, but they forget what the other side said. Errol Spence said he's not going over to ESPN. He said that. He said he only fighting on Fox or Showtime with PBC. They could do something joint together, but he's not going over to ESPN. But Bob Arum has, been willing to do a joint pay-per-view with Showtime and even Fox. So, but he said he ain't going over to ESPN. But if ESPN fronting the cash, that's money that ain't got to come out the Fox or the Showtime PBC budget. So, it is what it is, man. I don't think the fight going to happen in the fall. I think it's going to be something like, Bob Arum line, or it's a janky contract where they got options on them, and that's what Bob Arum do. Bob Arum puts options on fighters that come over to ESPN. You just don't walk over to ESPN and walk away with a belt. That rarely happens. You've seen it with Jeff Horn and Pacquiao. They had several options on Jeff Horn. They had options on Isaac Dogboe. They got options on guys just in case you do slip up and beat that fighter. If you ain't under the top weight banner, they got options on you. If you don't know what options mean, so basically if Errol Spence come and beat Terence Crawford, then Top Rank can co-promote him and promote his next 3 or 4 fights. And by that time, they're going to try to sign Errol Spence to a long-term contract with ESPN before them options run out, and give him a lucrative deal. It happened to Rob Brandt. When he beat Royale and Murata, that's how he ended up with Top Rank. Because when he beat Murata, they got options on him where they sold him up to a contract. So that's just the game. Bob Arum and Top Rank don't let nobody win a belt and go back over to the other side. And now Al Heyman's starting to get exposed for letting that happen. Al Heyman let it happen all the time. People don't talk about that about Al Heyman. People say, you go to PBC, you get robbed. Where? Lomachenko came over and got a belt. He beat Gary Russell and left with a belt, went back to Top Rank. Kell Brook beat Sean Porter and walked over with a belt. You know what I'm saying? It's happened from time to time with Premier Boxing Champions, with dudes from other promotional companies come over there and walk from a belt. How many times you seen somebody from Top Rank go over to Top Rank and leave with a belt? No, Bob Arum gonna get options on you. So Bob Arum saying we making an offer to him, but guess what? They're gonna try to make an offer to promote Errol Spence. I'm telling you that. Errol Spence not about to go over there and get a ton of money from ESPN and run back to Premier Boxing Champions, Fox, or ESPN, or Showtime. That ain't gonna happen. You know what I'm saying? They gonna try to lock him up. Like I said before, it was said that Sean Porter beat Danny Garcia. Top Rank offered him a deal to come over there and fight Terence Crawford. Or come over tonight and fight Terence Crawford. They offered him a deal to fight under the Top Rank banner, and they turned it down, so they loyal to Al Heyman. You know what I'm saying? So it's happened. I mean, I'm telling you, the deal that Bob Arum about saying Errol Spence is minimum gonna have a deal where he controls Errol Spence's next 2 or 3 fights. Only time that's happened is when PBC and Top Rank did the Pacquiao Mayweather thing. And at the end of the day, Floyd Mayweather didn't even have to do a joint venture with them. He had all the power. He didn't. He could have stood on his moral and say, no, y'all come to Showtime and fight or no. But knowing him, it didn't affect his money. He like, F it. So it's still some y'all, everybody getting to a knee-jerk reaction with Bob Arum saying, Bob Arum is a liar. He a half-truth teller. He ain't telling y'all the entire truth. He ain't selling the entire truth. I'm telling y'all. He gonna want to sign Errol Spence to a long-term deal with ESPN, or if he beat Terence Crawford, he gonna get options. Just like the Elder Alvarez thing. Alvarez lost to Kovalev. People say, at least Alvarez got that contract. Nah. When Alvarez lost to Sergey Kovalev, Elder Alvarez that is, his contract got voided out. All that big money he was guaranteeing his contract by losing to Kovalev got voided out. So they still got options on him. They still control his career, but he ain't entitled to his contract. Bob Arum is known for hot wiring contracts. And they're going to try to make it seem like, well, we made a big offer to Errol Spence and he turned it down, but they're not going to tell you the entire story about the offer that Errol Spence turned down. And the entire story is that if Errol Spence was to beat Terence Crawford, that Top Rank promote his next 2 or 3 fights. And if they can't sign you, then they're going to set you up in a situation to try to lose. Same thing they did to Mikey Garcia. They said, oh, Mikey, you got 1 more fight in your contract. Or you got to fight Gamboa. And Mikey said, I ain't fighting Gamboa. You're going to try to rob me. So it's a dirty game. So at the end of the day, we talking more business than actual fights. And people getting a knee-jerk reaction to Bob Arum. That old fart be lying. He probably got Alzheimer's, dementia. He don't know what the hell he be talking about, man. And I'm telling you, he be telling y'all half the truth. So don't get excited about this. This is put public perception to make Errol Spence a ducker. He know Errol Spence and them don't want that fight. They want Errol Spence to fight Sean Porter, Keith Thurman to get that experience before fighting Bud. And if Bud age out, he age out, and it's an easier fight down the line for Errol. That's what it is. But they know they don't have no ambitions on fighting Terence Crawford right now. And Errol Spence told you that. He want to capture the 2 belts and all that. So, and he told you he's not going to ESPN. So, it is what it is, man. Goodfellas Sports TV. I appreciate everybody for checking in. Don't forget we on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram. You can reach out to the email if you got a business question, inquiry, sponsorship, or video request. Don't forget to check out the Patreon. We'll be adding some more content on there real soon. Check out the podcast. We will be adding more content to there. We will be doing a YouTube builder today, or we will be doing Hip Hop 101, NBA 101 later this week, our live show, and they will be getting uploaded to the podcast really, really soon, so you can watch without commercials and without having your light on. But don't forget, your phone light on. You can put your backlight on and listen to it over at Castbox. Totally free app. But don't forget to check out our sponsor, The Hellblaze, thehellblaze.com. Promo code Goodfella1Box to get you 18% off their all natural products over there. Lotion soaps, foot soaps, bath bombs, deodorant, toothpaste, and much, much more. Head over to their website and promo code are in the description. Just keep sharing the videos. You want to make a donation to the channel. That link's always in the description. Blessings to you and yours. Goodfella Sports TV, your boy CJ Goodfella.